The apostles were not the only individuals to make a bold change in their worship practices, for within a few days after Jesus' ascension, Acts verifies more than 5,000 Jerusalem-based Jewish men also became Christians. Including women and children, it is reasonable to conclude at least 10,000 Jews immediately became Christians, especially since Acts 5:14 indicates believers were the more added to the Lord, multitudes both of men and women. As these new believers made this conversion, they willingly surrendered all their most cherished Jewish traditions in the process. This mass transformation would have not happened without the occurrence of an earth-shattering event such as Jesus' literal and physical resurrection from the grave. Contrary to what some may think, these Jews would not have been easily persuaded to accept Christ as Savior. By abandoning their former religious rites and family traditions, which were in some cases thousands of years old, these 10,000 plus Jews were literally jeopardizing their physical and social well-being. These bold new Christians could have potentially been killed for their beliefs, and many no doubt were. Also, former Jews who became Christians were routinely denounced by the religious leaders and thrown out of the synagogue, which meant they were denied equal economic opportunity and were generally disowned by their family. John 9:22, 12:42, and 20:19 offer an example of the population's pre-resurrection fear of the Jewish religious leaders. Further, as Jews, they knew they were risking eternal damnation of their souls to hell if they were wrong in following Jesus. Despite such fearsome consequences, these Jews were immediately willing to suffer torturous persecution and death for their belief in the gospel message, whose truth they could have and would have been highly motivated to confirm by interviewing supposed eyewitnesses of the physically resurrected Christ or by walking to his local tomb. If they were not certain Jesus had risen from the grave, then it seems obvious such a large multitude of Jews would not have made this life-transforming declaration. New Jewish Christians surely would not have welcomed the stiff penalty of Jewish law to set aside a special day of worship on Sunday instead of the traditional sundown on Friday to sundown on Saturday Sabbath unless Jesus had really risen. Nor would they have helped institute the original ordinances of baptism and communion to honor the decaying body of a lowly carpenter from the despicable town of Nazareth, who had just weeks before suffered a God-cursed death as a criminal on a Roman cross. According to first-century Jews, cursed by God is he who dies on a tree through crucifixion. As scholar J.P. Moreland observed, believe me, these changes to the Jewish social structures were not just minor adjustments that were casually made, they were absolutely monumental. This was nothing short of a social earthquake, and earthquakes don't happen without a cause. It is clear thousands of Jerusalem Jews had absolutely no motivation to cause a social earthquake by worshiping, suffering, and dying for Christ unless they knew with overwhelming assurance he had risen alive from the grave.